Hello everyone, in our practical sessions related to pharmaceutical analysis, today we are going to discuss about preparation and standardization of sodium thiosulphate. In this practical, we will detail about the iodometric titration, which is a part of redox titration. So coming to the objective of the practical, what is the objective? The objective is to prepare and standardize 100 ml of 0.05 normal sodium thiosulphate solution using potassium iodate as a primary standard. So the objective is to standardize the secondary standard, that is the sodium thiosulphate, by using potassium iodate as a primary standard. The titration is done by using iodometric titration. Sodium thiosulphate is used as a secondary standard because it is a light sensitive compound. Its concentration is changed by passage of time. So we can first standardize it and then we can use it as a secondary standard. What are the materials required? The apparatus which is required in the practical is a funnel, volumetric flask, iodine flask, volumetric pipette, graduated pipette, burette stand, rubber bulb, and the weighing balance. The chemicals which are required is sodium thiosulphate, potassium iodate, and potassium iodide with H2SO4. So what is the theory behind this practical? In this practical, we are going to discuss about iodide. We can produce the molecular iodine in the practical, and the molecular iodine is highly volatile and is sparingly soluble in water, and it is retained in the titrant mixture due to the formation of potassium triiodide with Ki. What is the indicator? Iodine itself acts as an indicator. It acts as a self indicator. Iodine is pale yellow in color and iodide is colorless. Starch is used as an external indicator, and the iodine forms blue colored complex with starch. The next important point is we can use a iodine flask. Iodometry is carried out in iodine flask to prevent the oxidation of Ki by atmospheric oxidation and loss of iodine formed due to the chemical reaction. What is the oxidizing agent? The oxidizing agent which we are using is potassium iodate. What is the reducing agent? The reducing agent is iodide. So this is a redox reaction. We can perform the titration between the iodide ion, which will react with the potassium iodate and will form the I2. There are two types of titration related to iodine. The first one is iodometric titration. In iodometric titration, there is direct use of iodine for titration. In this reaction, the I2, this I2 is directly utilized in the titration. The second type of titration is iodometric titration. And in iodometric titration, indirect use of iodine takes place in titration. That is, firstly, it is produced during the reaction and then it will be utilized. And both of these reactions, that is the iodometric titration and the iodometric titrations, are the types of redox titration. In this practical, we are using the iodometric titration, so we will focus on this only. So iodometry is a redox titration in which iodine is formed by the reaction of sample with the excess of iodide. It is used for quantitative reduction of the oxidizing agent. And the oxidizing agent we are using here is potassium iodate, that is the KiO3, to form the I2. The I2 is the molecular iodine. And this involves various reactions. Like in first step, there is the formation of hydrogen iodide. In the second step, molecular iodine is formed. And in the third step, there is the titration. So, for the formation of hydrogen iodide, we can react the potassium iodide with H2SO4. The potassium iodide here, is in the reaction is the source of iodine, and it is reacted with H2SO4 because the reaction will takes place in the acidic medium. We are using H2SO4 because this is a redox reaction, and H2SO4 will provide the hydrogen ion concentration. We cannot use other acids like HCl because along with the production of hydrogen ion, it will produce the chloride ion, and the halogens are very reactive and may produce other side reaction. And also we cannot use any weak acid in this reaction, so we are using H2SO4. So Ki reacts with H2SO4 to give Hi plus K2SO4. In the second step, there is a molecular iodine formation in which the Hi reacts with the potassium iodate to form I2, that is the molecular iodine, which is then titrated with sodium thiosulphate. The important thing to be noted is that the reaction mixture should be kept in dark. Why the reaction mixture is kept in dark? In order to avoid a side reaction or oxidation of potassium iodide by atmospheric oxygen. So the reaction mixture is put in dark for 10 minutes for the maximum production of iodine. This is the reaction which takes place in the presence of oxygen. Here also the molecular oxygen is produced, but this is not useful for us. It will affect our real reaction. So we can put a cork on the mouth of the conical flask for trapping of oxygen, and the reaction mixture will be light sensitive, so we can protect the mixture from the light and we can put the reaction mixture in the dark. Now coming to the procedure. In procedure, first step, we can prepare the sodium thiosulphate solution. We can weigh the accurate amount of sodium thiosulphate and we can dissolve in distilled water, and we can make the volume up to 100 ml. In the second step, we can perform the standardization of the sodium thiosulphate, for which we can prepare 0.05 normal KiO3 solution, and for this preparation we can accurately weigh the amount of KiO3 which is dissolved in the distilled water and volume made up to 100 ml. The volume of Ki and sodium thiosulphate in the gram, we can calculate it in the calculation further in the video. Now for the titration of 0.05 normal KiO3 solution versus sodium thiosulphate solution, the procedure is we can take 10 ml of KiO3 solution, 5.2 gram of Ki and 4 ml of 1 molar H2SO4 were taken in the iodine flask. The flask was closed, shaken and placed in dark for 10 minutes. To that solution, Na2S2O3 solution was added until the solution become colorless. One more important thing which is kept in the mind, that blank titration cannot be performed because in absence of KiO3, iodine will not evolve to give color to the titrant solution. This is the observation table, and in the observation table we can draw the volume of 0.05 normal KiO3 solution which is taken, and it is 10 ml. We can take 3 readings for a precise result. Then we can take the burette reading, and for burette reading we can mention the initial reading, the final reading, and then we can subtract both to find out the used volume. For used volume, we can get 3 readings for a precise result ABC, and then we can get a average volume. So like this we can draw our observation table. Now coming to the calculation. Calculation we have divided into two steps. The step number 1, that is the calculation for weighing, and the step number 2, that is the calculation for standardization of sodium thiosulphate solution. Now coming to the first, that is calculation for weighing. For calculation of weighing, we can use the formula NEV into V upon 1000, where N is the normality, EW is the equivalent weight, V is the volume, which is divided by 1000. So first we can do the calculation for 0.05 normal Na2S2O3 solution. The normality is 0.05. The equivalent weight is 158 divided by 1, that is 158. The volume of Na2S2O3 solution in ml is 100 ml. So we can put all the values in the formula and we can get what amount of Na2S2O3 will be dissolved to get this concentration. Now the second calculation is for 0.05 normal KiO3 solution. The same formula will be used. The normality of KiO3 is 0.05. The equivalent weight is 214 divided by 6, that is the 35.667. The volume of KiO3 solution to be prepared is 100 ml. So we can put all the values in the formula and we can get the value of KiO3 which will be dissolved to get this concentration. Now coming to the second portion, that is the calculation for the standardization of Na2S2O3. For calculation we can use the formula N1V1 is equal to N2V2. So for this, the N1 is normality of sodium thiosulphate. The volume of sodium thiosulphate is equal to the normality of KiO3 and the volume of the KiO3. Here the normality and the volume of KiO3 is known, and the volume of sodium thiosulphate we get from the burette value. So NKiO3 is 0.05 and the volume of KiO3 used is 10, and the volume of sodium thiosulphate we get from the burette value from the observation table. Now for the normality of sodium thiosulphate, we can put the formula the normality of KiO3 into the volume of KiO3 divided by the volume of Na2S2O3. By putting all the values, we can get the normality of sodium thiosulphate here. The normality which we get here in the calculation will be quoted in the result. The results will be written as the sodium thiosulphate solution was prepared and found to be this normal. So this is all about the preparation and standardization of sodium thiosulphate. Thank you for your time.